Hello. I am going to share with you the penmanship sequence that we do in the classroom. This is actually a way for us to share the formation, letter formation, and there's a couple of different ways that we do it with the children in order to engage them and interest them in writing. So I have the sequence here, and I'm just going to show you in print. And what you'll notice about each sequence is that it is actually helping the children form the letters. So the letters that actually use the same gestures are together. And so then the children, in forming the letters in the sequence, are actually practicing that particular hand gesture, which actually prepares them for writing. And I have it here in print. So the sequence is COADGQE. And then we have the second one that they practice, which I actually have that on a green one, is SU. And then we go to ILTFJ. And after that, we go to RNMHBP. And finally, VWXYZK. And so there are very similar movements with the hands for each of these sequences. And a lot of times what I do with younger children is I will introduce them to the full sequence, but when I show them on the tray or ask them to do it, I start with the first three letters and ask them to repeat those 3 or 4 times so that I know that they are actually getting the formation of the letter in the way that it will be written on paper at some point. And this, in many respects, I was thinking would actually be a useful tool for you at home, because we also use the sandpaper letters in the classroom to teach sounds as well as formation of letters, but many of you don't have that at home. So this will spark some interest both in sounds as well as give them the opportunity to practice writing in another way. So one of the things that we do with point of interest is that we use different materials, because often with younger children, they need to move their arms, they need to do big motions. They're not ready for moving to small pieces of paper. And so what we do is we come up with ways for them to do that. Like one way in the classroom is that we use the big chalkboard, and they get to draw on that with big chalk and little chalk, like fat pieces of chalk. But here, what you'll need for this is a tray, like a shallow baking pan, and then we're going to use rice today. Now, I know many of you are sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, I can't imagine the rice that will be all over my house, but I think it's a lovely opportunity for your child to have the option of cleaning this up, and I will offer suggestions for that at the end, because I would not recommend that you leave this tray out. Also, rice is a sensory experience, and so it appeals to children when they want to put their hands in something, and this provides some containment for that and a specific focus that offers something for them. So we're going to use rice in this tray. I'm going to go ahead and prop the camera up so that you can see, and I will go through the first sequence. The way that we do the first sequence is exactly how we do all of the other sequences, so it will be the same no matter what you choose to use. And then I'm going to move my body so that you can see. So I'm going to go ahead and pour this rice out onto the tray and then shake it. Okay. And then go ahead and lay out my first sequence. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. And I will demonstrate in print. You'll notice too that we use lowercase in many respects because we want the children to learn lowercase first. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the first sequence right here in front, and then come around and share with you how we say it. If you can make a K, then you can make an A. And if you can make a k and an ah, then you can make an ah. And if you can make a k, an ah, and an ah, then you can make a d. And if you can make a k, an ah, an ah, and a d, then you can make a g. And if you can make a g, then you can make a qu. And if you can make a qu, then you can make an eh. And I'll do the same thing with cursive. If you can make a k, then you can make an ah. And if you can make a k and an ah, then you can make an ah. And if you can make a k, an ah, and an ah, then you can make a d. And if you can make a d, then you most certainly can make a g. And if you can make a g, then you can make a qu. And if you can make a qu, then you can make an eh. And we would repeat that for S and U, S and U, and so on and so forth through all of the sequences. What I do recommend is that they stick with one sequence at a time, and that's the one that they're working on. And generally speaking, in the classroom, if they are playing in the rice or building in the rice, then we ask them to put it away, just because we don't really want rice all over the room. So the other option would be that you could, if you didn't want to go ahead and clean this up and put everything back into the jar and bring it out on another day, you could go ahead and put the tray up with the rice and just bring it out at another time or when the child asks. But another option would be that you use a spoon and a pitcher of some kind that the child can actually scoop up the rice and put it into the pitcher. It'd be a great practical life activity. All right, I hope this helps. In the description, I will go ahead and put the sequences as well as all of the materials that you will need in order to do this activity. And I plan to show you another way to do this with another video.